Hi, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my weekly photography talks. So today I'm going to talk about how photographers in the 1920s got work. Malcolm Gladwell, or not Malcolm Gladwell, Seth Godin had a talk on one of his podcasts about the reason you could get work as a photographer in 1920 was for one very strong reason. You owned a camera. Owning a camera got you the ability to make business because everybody didn't own a camera. In today's world, everybody has a camera in their pocket. And so photographing anything that they could also photograph is a very impossible market because why would somebody pay you when they can do it themselves? Why would somebody pay in 1920 if they had a camera? But if they don't have a camera, you've created a need. You've created, I need you, you have the camera, come help me, I'll pay you money. But where are we today? So back in the 70s, when Garrett Brown invented the Steadicam, if you owned a Steadicam, you could become a Steadicam operator on movies because you had the Steadicam. If you today are a drone operator, you may not be able to get work making portraits or doing the kind of photographs you used to make, but you can get work as a drone operator because you have a drone. And I find that is like a constant changing world of photography. And as a commercial photographer, I'm always looking for, where is my strength? Where is the angle to create the next market? And what's changing? There are people who are doing 360-degree videos of real estate or doing virtual tours. All of that is like different technology, and if you don't have that gear, you can't make that. If you want to be a producer of comedians in cars getting coffee type show, which I love, you need some GoPros to stick on the windshield and you need some good audio to record the audio. But if you don't have that gear, you can't make that. And the people who do have that gear get to make that. So what can we make? Or what do I make? I make film photographs. I use old film cameras, and I can shoot with large 4x5 cameras and 8x10 cameras. In some sense, if I can find clients that want something special, something that's not like everybody else, like a digital picture out of a phone or a DSLR, now I'm creating a new business model where I sell portraiture shot on 4x5 or portraiture shot on 8x10. And in some sense, it's coming back into a small market because there aren't that many people doing it. And I own the camera. But if I want to sell portraits on DSLR, so does everybody else on the block. And some of them are 20, and some of them have a lot of friends, and they're all connected, and they're going to get to shoot, and they're not going to charge very much, and everybody's going to be happy. Except for me, who doesn't get that work, but I don't want to shoot it for very little money. So it's a question of, do you evolve into the latest technology? And I'm not that guy. I'm not a drone guy. I'm a very traditional photographer who shoots commercial portraits. I shoot portraits on film, and I market film photography. I market teaching. I market, speaking engagements and things like that, because those are the kind of things that I know how to do, and I feel like I'm good at. But the technology keeps changing, and whoever owns the device gets to get that work to use that device until everybody has one, and then they're no longer needed. So I'm always fascinated by how things change and what the progression is. So back in 1920, that 4x5 camera was such a unique thing, and nobody had a camera. When the Brownie came out in 1900, there were already people saying, there's too many photographs. Photography's a waste. What's the point? It's too many photographs. Everybody's making photographs. And they were way less than they're making when the point and shoot came out in the 70s and 80s. And everybody said, now there's too many photographs. Too many people taking pictures. It's all worthless. And now we have phones, and there's way, way more pictures being taken. And everybody's saying, it's all worthless. What's the point? And it does seem like it's true. What's the point? It does seem like there's too much. But that doesn't change the fact that you have your one photograph that you took time to make and you put on that wall, and now that isn't what everybody else is doing with their phone because you made a photograph. You printed it and you put it on display, and it's a part of your home, and it's something that visitors come and see. That's a difference. So I'm interested in how things change. I'm also interested in maintaining something that is important to me. I would say film is more fun. Shooting film and having a negative and printing it is, for me, tremendously more fun than going and shooting a digital picture, putting it in the computer, and uploading it somewhere. Somebody asked me, why do you shoot film? And I said, well, if I don't shoot film, I don't have a negative. If I don't have a negative, I can't print it. And that's true. That might seem like a snarky answer, but it's true. If you don't have a negative, how do you print? So, of course, you shoot film. And there is something very, very much fun about creating on film and having even just the old 4x5 camera to work with, the Hasselblads and the Rolleiflexes, the way you work. Does it not matter how you get somewhere? Is the difference between a Porsche and a Chevy insignificant because they both get you there? But sometimes you want to drive the Porsche. The Rolleiflex and the Hasselblad, they're the Porsche. And sometimes you're not trying to get there as fast as possible. Sometimes you want to take your time and experience that time to get there because it's fun being on the road. It's fun making it. It's not just about getting there. And the DSLR people seem to be all about how fast can I get it done. And it's like, are you enjoying it? Or are you just trying to get through it? It kind of reminds me of gardening. I don't like to garden. If I have to plant a single plant, it's all I can do to get it in the ground and finish it as quickly as possible. Because I don't want to garden. I just want to be done gardening. And usually that plant doesn't survive very well. I bet when I'm getting that plant from somebody, it's cringing, going, no, not him, not him. But anyway, what we make, the tools we use, the more exclusive they are, the more you can command a working price. For me, film is my medium, and I'm certainly staying with that. And it's something that, in some crazy sense, just like in the 20s, you had that camera. The people who want a film photographer, I have those cameras. I can make that photograph for you. And then maybe in a small way, that world is actually opening back up and becoming more valuable as less people know how to shoot a film portrait or make anything on film. All right, that's today's photography talk. Ruminations. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. I welcome your comments if you can support. Thank you for all Patreon supporters, and I'll be back next week. We'll talk photography. As always, here's the good light.